Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki Spiritual Healer. And today we are having a requested topic from Sister Gates. And Sister Gates has been having some issues with her fiance. They have recently broke up and he recently married someone else. So Sister Gates has been having some mental blockages, some attacks up on her mental capacity, and this is normal when this happens, but we have to understand, and this is what we are counseling. We're having our life coaching sessions with Sister Gates in order for her to understand that when things do not work out for you with your relationships, then in many cases it was not supposed to work out with that person. So God has something else in store for you. And we have to be able to accept the plan that God has for us, even though we do not, we do not want to accept it, but we have to, because if that person is not for us, we might be walking into an abusive relationship. We might be walking into a narcissist relationship with a person. So we have to be very careful when we see things that have been blocked in our lives, and we have to ask ourselves, what can I do so that I can be in alignment with what God has for me? You have to maintain your prayer. Your connection to prayer and fasting is one of the best ways to break those kinds of connections. And again, this is why, when you're engaged with your fiance, you're not supposed to, have relationships with your fiance until after the marriage, because it creates these types of soul ties, these types of connections to the person. You're trauma bonded to that person now that things did not work out. So these types of blockages, again, will have to be, whether you're male or female, but they will have to be cleansed, internally, because you've been with the person intimately over the course of time. You will have to cut those cords and remove those hooks out of your heart so that we have a better understanding. I'm so sorry. I have to adjust my camera for you guys so that we have a better understanding of what God has for us, has in store for us, and we have to use our gifts in that way. We have to make sure that we're using the cleansing rituals, and and this is what I like to give. I give this to my young ladies and my young men who are having these problems with not letting go of relationships, not being able to move forward, from the past. Those people who have experienced trauma because a person abandoned them and started to go in another direction. And we have to accept what God wants. That person has every right to do that. And this is a life learning lesson now. And like I say, I give the ladies Mantle tea to the females and the males to stop them from clinging to situations like this. Okay, so we have also, for this type of situation, we're going to do a cleansing on Sister Gates, and we are going to do the love attraction so that she can attract the person who is her pair into her life. She can attract the goodness into her life. And I know that you're hearing all of these little acorns in my car. And it's because the birds are just pooping. They're just pooping on me everywhere. And, in the spiritual realm, when you have birds that's pooping on you, that means that something good is coming and you're being favored by God. Okay? So I just want to let you know what that is that keeps knocking on my car. So, the birds love me. So, when we are doing the love attraction, then there are several things that I am going to implement for Sister Gates besides the Ladies Mantle tea. And I have been giving you guys the Ladies Mantle tea, on last year, and it is good for cutting those cords. And you need to drink that in the morning and in the evening, so it will soothe those kinds of negative attacks, those psychic attacks that you are having about this person, about this situation, to cut those cords. And we're going to make sure we're doing that internal cleanse, so that these psychological effects do not take root in Sister Gates' life. So that's why we want to go ahead and remove that negative energy. We're going to do a removal of any kind of negative energy. You need to remove anything out of the house that belonged to your fiance, Sister Gates. And this also goes for men as well. When you're having people in your life that has abandoned you and decided to go into another direction, you need to make sure that you're removing their articles out of your system, out of your vicinity, out of your home. And that includes pictures, clothing, shoes, jackets, anything that may belong to that person. You need to make sure that you remove it, you send it to them, and you try to get them to come and pick it up. Do not use that situation in order to gain the person's attention, in order to get them back into a relationship with you. Let that person go. God has moved that person out of your life for a reason. So, when I'm going to send her an acclimated gift to her situation, and it is going to include, the love attraction oil. It's going to include some, different kinds of herbs, and we always like to use the herbs in order to cut these cords and to start over new and fresh in a new relationship, in order to draw the person to us. So these are the types of understandings that we're going to have moving forward, that we are getting these people out of our system. And while we're here, I'm going to tell you a story, because I've had this problem in my life. Again, I've had my first husband. When I got married to him, he was already married to someone else. And that person did not mind letting me know that, they had relationships, that she had been sleeping with him. So these are the types of things that we're going to deal with when we're dealing with narcissists. You have to know the person. You have to know the person, and you can't let your emotions get, involved by sleeping with the person before you know them fully, before you're married, because you're going to be attacked in this way. You're going to have those, urges, to want to be around that person, to want that person's attention, and to, feel that heartbreak that that person no longer is interested in you, because we have, given up the goods before we had any ties to the person. So we want to make sure that we're cutting those cords, out of our hearts, out of our mind. This is definitely an attack upon the mind when you've been with a person for so long. And this can happen to male or females. There are a lot of males that, have problems letting go and clinging to situations. And, I've had males, call me and say, I still have her underwear, in the top drawer. And, and I had to tell him, you got to throw that away. You got to throw that away, because that person is not coming back. That person, that is a negative attack to hold that person's energy, and that person no longer wants you. That person has moved away from you. So we have to be able to let people go and stop clinging to things of the past. You want to use the Ladies Mantle tea, and I hope that you guys have received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my I can't get it out. Over all of my platforms. You can book your one-on-one sessions with me, your life coaching sessions, or your video chat sessions. You can donate to me or book your consultation so I can acclimate a gift to your situation. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.